Welcome to Kung Fu number 2. The title is called Why Haven't I Addressed a Few Things? Alright? So, as we all know, Israel and Palestine and Russia and namely everybody under Jesus' name is at each other's throats. Alright. So if you follow me on TikTok, you'll notice that I haven't addressed that. Why will I address it here instead of there? I feel a little safer on YouTube than I do on TikTok, and especially because of all the anti-Semitic commercials that are popping up on YouTube, TikTok, and every fucking where else there's an ad. And you know, a lot of things that I'm not going to address is just out of fear that it will damage any chance I have of my career getting off the ground. So, I'm going to be mindful of the words that I say, but I'm going to say them in a polite or not so polite way. Okay? And by that I mean, okay. First and foremost, this is my veterans card. Alright? This is my cat card, veterans card, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's actually my cat card. This is my veterans card. Alright? That's my government name. But all of y'all can address me as Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Okay? Because that name's not going anywhere. Also, part of the reason why I haven't addressed anything outside of Trump. Alright? I haven't addressed the Ukraine, and I haven't addressed the Russian-Ukraine thing, and I haven't addressed the Palestine and Hamas thing because of two reasons. One, I am a veteran. And two, when it comes to military stuff, it's never black and white. Alright? People don't understand that, and I didn't understand it until I joined the military. So it's never as black and white as everybody makes it out to sound on the social media or the media itself. Because truth be told, if you're not there, you really have no idea what the hell is going on. And then you also have to remember, no one knows who the bad guy really is until the bad guy stabs you in the face. Alright? You may not like how I said that, but it is the facts. As a soldier, I was taught that we aren't always going to be the good guys. We might be the good guys for our side, as in the United States of America. But to those villages and shit that we gotta go in and take the fuck out, we're not really the good guys. And then as of other bad seeds inside the military, which have made it bad for not only U.S. service people, but inside the U.S. service when they're attacking our own sisters at arms when all these rapes and things are happening. I have no idea what the hell that was. Well, all these rapes and things are happening on United States military bases. And it's not just in the Army. It's the Marines, it's the Air Force, it's the Navy. Well, people ain't got no damn dick control and decide, hey, I'm going to fuck with this private, or I'm going to fuck with this major, or we're going to gang rape the lady because we got nothing better to do. Instead of going to our wives or going to a whorehouse, which, here's the thing, if you're going to be in the military, you need to pay for your family to go where you are. However, if you're going to be at sea, that's pretty much an impossibility. Alright? I'm not going to say it's completely impossible, but there's no room for your family on an aircraft carrier. There's over 150 fucking personnel, soldiers, crew, that kind of shit. Or sailors. I could be wrong because I joined the Army, not the Navy. So just to clarify, I could be wrong. But for the most part, when a soldier gets deployed and they establish a living area for their family, they pay to get their family shipped. The military doesn't pay for that shit. I learned that also. And no, I'm not married, and I will never get married unless I get married to the flawlessly beautiful and dangerously sexy Zeta Zhang, who has no idea that I even fucking exist. But anyway, moving on. I am in love with the girl, but, moving on. Back to the topic at hand. I won't be addressing Palestine and Israel, and I won't be addressing Russia and Ukraine other than in this video tonight. And now I'm going to explain to you why I am not addressing them. We're going on 5.5, damn near 6 months. And no one has given two fucks about the Navajo Nation not getting their water back in Arizona. Nobody. It's not on mainstream media. Social media is keeping it under wraps. And you want me to address a country that I am not a descendant of those people. And respectfully, I will decline. Because nobody's doing something about a tribe which I do not descend from, but something my great grandmother taught me. Something that every elder has taught every young man from Generation X and back and forward to the new generation. What affects one tribe directly will affect all tribes indirectly. But nobody, other than that one time that it was addressed by Lester Holt, nobody's saying shit about the Navajo reservation not getting their water rights back. Nobody. Yet the code talkers, the ones that from the Navajo Nation, the ones that the ex-president Trump did the Pocahontas joke in front of them and all that other bullshit, they're of that tribe. Code talkers are the Navajo. There are also some Lakota and some Sioux. Lakota, Sioux, same thing. Sorry. There are other tribes that had their languages used. They're just not as popular as the Navajo and the Sioux. Or Lakota, Dakota, and the other Dakota. So, if you're not going to address the native issue of natives not getting their water back, how do you expect me, a person who is part Native American, to worry about people in two foreign countries when people who are like me, only full bloods, living on a hunk of dirt that they were forced to live on, can't get water? Do you understand how important that is? You need water to live, and yet the United States government is more worried about Israel and Hamas and Ukraine and Russia. We got problems right here on U.S. soil. That's pretty much the gist of this video. We got problems right fucking here on U.S. soil. Technically, I'm a homeless vet. I get $315 or $327 a month until I turn 60 years old, where I can get full benefits, even though they fucked up my leg and I was only at 20%. So, honestly, I really need to get famous so that I can push that no service person, come hell or high water, should get less than $1,000, $2,000 at minimum when we get out of military. $2,000 is not a lot of money to ask for a service person who signs their life on the line, takes an oath to the Constitution, and may not make it the fuck back home. It's not too much to ask for that soldier, male, female, indifferent, to get $2,000 when we get out. When we get out, regardless of if it's a discharge by the military honorably or dishonorably. Dishonorably, maybe they should only get like $1,000, but an honorably discharged person should get no less than $2,000 a month, regardless of their physical or mental capacity. They earned that money the second they put them dog tags on. The second we stood at Fort Lee. The second we stood at Fort Lee, hit one of these numbers, hit this number, I swear, my name, to protect the United States Constitution against terrorists, foreign and domestic. That's what the oath is. I didn't give you the whole thing, but you get it. Service people get it. There's a reason why I'm not giving you the whole thing, because I don't know who's watching, and it doesn't take much to infiltrate nowadays, especially since certain people have allowed certain people of another demographic to understand military secrets, and we're not going to go there, but there you go, because that has not been proven. It's just an accusation, depending on who you believe. I'm part Native American. The fact that the Navajo Nation does not have water rights in Arizona is my main focus. I can't be the only one saying it, but it seems like I'm the only one saying it. A bunch of these lives on TikTok and Instagram, and mostly on TikTok, They jump in and you got a lot of people defending Trump, blah, blah, blah. All right? Some of those people are of the same race that he has insulted: Muslims, Hispanics, blacks, Asians, etc., etc., maybe even you. And if you're supporting that or defending that, I only got to ask you, is your dial not working? Your common sense dial has to kick in at some point. Stupidity has a fucking cutoff point. But for the simple fact that you got all these people waving these free Palestine, no, that's not my problem. And I mean that respectfully, that's not my problem. You got a lot of people free Ukraine. That's not my problem. Now, granted, I am not of the Navajo Nation, but that is my problem. MMIW, MIWNG, MIWP, missing and murdered indigenous people, missing and murdered indigenous women, missing and murdered indigenous girls, missing and murdered indigenous girls, women, and two-spirits, missing and murdered indigenous boys. Starlight Tours. Those are my problem. Yeah, I'm not a full native, but goddammit, I'm going to die on that hill with them because their issues are more important to me than Palestine, whatever, in Ukraine. Now, granted, I feel for their people, but I also was taught how to do unceremonious things to people. My infantry was 11 Bravo, or my MOS was 11 Bravo. I never got deployed. I've never pulled the trigger on anybody. But I am mad as hell that no one gives two fucks about what's going on in the native culture. No one's giving two fucks that Native American women and men are missing or unalived by the police at an exponentiated rate, and nobody's saying shit. Nobody. Now, the only thing I'm not going to really address is the Jonathan Majors Disney thing. And the only reason I don't want to address that is because if I have a fighting chance at hell of getting a job with Disney, I will not comment on that. I will say this, though. I do think that, and this is like probably the only bad thing you're going to hear me say about Disney. If you're going to recast Kang the Conqueror, then you should have recast T'Challa. That's where I'm leaving that. But back on the main topic of this thing. I'm a vet. I was trained on how war works. Alright? Was I ever deployed? No. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm a vet. That doesn't change the fact that I got the training. That doesn't change the fact that they taught me what I'm going to do to people when I get deployed. But since I'm fucked up and now I'm 50 and I can't be deployed, it's just the principle of the thing. But you got all these people, all these right fighters, and I have nothing against any of you. And I hope that Palestine is free, and I hope that Ukraine is free. But more importantly, Navajo Nation needs their water. And ain't nobody saying shit. Nobody. Except natives. Which is funny how, if you're native and you say it, it doesn't get to social media. Social media, TikTok has blocked it. Instagram, I really don't know where the natives are on Instagram. I'm still trying to find them. But they aren't really saying it, except maybe Modern Warrior. But I don't know where Lance is either. I do follow him, but apparently I don't have his, I don't have the bell thing or whatever to make all of his posts. But, no one's saying shit about the natives. In the Navajo Nation specifically. It's like 5.5, 6 months, and they don't have the water rights. So, let's address that before I worry about Palestine and Israel and Ukraine and Russia. Alright? Let's address that. Because if somebody doesn't say it, nobody's going to say it. And now, the last thing I want to say, there is a race war going on TikTok between Aboriginal people who are black, who may have Native American descent and African descent, but are claiming that they don't, and that they're all natives, but they are not, and they just don't want to acknowledge it. I have been mixed before social media was a thing. Back in the 70s, back in the 80s, back in the 90s. I was born in 73. So, started school at 5 years old. So, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. So, about 78, I was mixed all the way back in 78. And how many people have called me half-breed and zebra until they found out I was part native in the 5th grade. And then all of a sudden I was Tonto and a lot of other things. Then they started watching Sanford and Son, so now I'm Julio. I was mixed native before half of y'all were born. I'll be mixed native when social media is gone. When I'm ashes floating in the wind, I will still be mixed native. And if we don't address this Arizona water rights thing, nobody's going to address it. That being said, I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. That is the name you will call me. Period. Spell it how you want. I don't care. But until we address that, I can't worry about Palestine and Israel and Hamas. I can't worry about Ukraine. I can't worry about Russia. I can pray for the innocent people. Soldiers, we know what we sign up for. And if you're not in the military and you've never heard that phrase before, go talk to a soldier. Go talk to a Marine. Go talk to a sailor. Go talk to an airman. Go talk to a Coast Guardsman. Go talk to Space Force whenever that happens. And go talk to, who am I missing? Navy SEALs. Go talk to them. And they're going to tell you the same thing. We aren't always the good guys. We have a job to do. We don't like that job, but somebody has to fucking do it. Therefore, I can't address any of that shit until people who are like my people have their water rights back. That being said, if you don't like me because I addressed something that needs to be addressed about Native Americans, it's the same reason why I did a whole Native American Heritage Month. One featuring this girl, Danielle Moonstar, Cheyenne Nation. I'm part Native. You don't have to like it, but I have to live with it. I was mixed Native since 1973. Alright? So like it or not, I'm going to stand with the Native Americans. And until they get their damn water back, I don't give two snots about the wars going on in Palestine and Israel and Ukraine and Russia. You can get mad at me. But people of my people, they need their fucking water. And they should have it. Thank you for watching. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Comfort Havoc number 2. BC.